everybody. I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well, everybody, tonight we're going to look at the final Halloween episode on Princess Sofia's TV series on Disney Junior. Over the course of the show, we've had an episode centering on Amber, who was transformed into a butterfly princess, an episode where Sofia's castle was haunted by a ghost who was trying to throw a centennial party for all of his friends and family, and an episode where Lucinda became a midnight witch. And in my opinion, all these episodes were excellent for the Halloween season. But what are my thoughts on the fourth one? Well, we're about to find out. Airing on television on October 13th, 2017, this is Too Cute to Spook. So, on for the plot of the episode. On Halloween night in Enchantia, Princess Sofia invites Calista to join her for trick-or-treating along with her friends Lucinda, Indigo, and Lily, who think that she's too little and will only get in the way. After casting some magical mischief, Sofia teaches Calista that being yourself is the best way to make new friends. So, my thoughts? Well, in my opinion, this was a pretty fun Halloween episode. But out of all the Halloween episodes in Sofia's show, this would have to be my third favorite. But now, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, there's not a lot of trivia that I can say, other than the fact that the episode's moral is little people can do as much as big people can do. Which I agree, since it's always best not to underestimate anyone, even if they are younger than you. Now, what are my thoughts on the animation? Well, in my personal opinion, the animation by Toei is excellent as usual. I mean, I just love the Halloween scenery in this episode, and I think the trick-or-treating scenes are very nostalgic. And believe me, I really miss those old days since I'm not a little boy anymore. However, I wonder why the writers decided to add scarometers to this, since no one I knew had to rate my scaring. Anyway, I also like that this episode includes a corn maze dash at Lucinda's house and a haunted hayride, which to me seems like spooky fun. Plus, I also like that this episode includes a couple familiar faces like Merlin, Professor Peculian, and Sir Dax. Also to note, I've been hearing that several people on the internet have been comparing this episode to the My Little Pony episode Forever Philly, mainly due to its theming on older kids and looking down on more childish things. However, while I do see where they're coming from, personally, I feel like part of this episode makes me think of Monsters University. I'll explain why later. Anyway, let's talk about the episode's song, Super Spooky Night, performed by Calista and Sofia while convincing Lucinda and her witch friends to let Calista go trick-or-treating with them. To me, this is another awesome Halloween song. I like the catchy, jazzy rhythm, and I like the visuals and animation of Callista's Halloween guidebook. Plus, I love that these jack-o'-lanterns joining the song like a chorus. Also, here's a little bonus fact. Like the Ghostly Gala and the Broomstick Dance, this song can be purchased on iTunes. Really cool, don't you think? Anyway, that's all I got for Mustang notes. So let's move on to the characters and their voice actors. Princess Sofia is again voiced by Ariel Winter, whom was a young Kyrie in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, Macy in Winx Club, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs the Lost Village. Now, during this Halloween episode, Sofia is dressed like a griffin, and she brings along Cedric's niece Calista while going trick-or-treating with her witch friends. To me, Sofia is still a sweet, kind, compassionate, and helpful princess, and I like where she tries to help Calista make friends with Lucinda, Lily, and Indigo, and where she continuously sticks up for her every time things go wrong. Kind of like how a big sister does. Next is our main character, Calista, voiced by Katie Zief, whom was in the Digby Dragons series. For those who don't remember, Calista is Cedric's niece, who previously appeared in Gone with the Wand and Through the Looking Back Glass. And during this episode, she dresses like the giggling goblin of the Dreary Woods, and she joins Sofia for Halloween trick-or-treating while her mom, Cordelia, goes to a party hosted by Moldo the Magnificent. In my opinion, Callista's role in this movie is pretty similar to Mike Wazowski in Monsters University, mainly due to her being an expert on Halloween and scaring, but is not scary herself. Still, I think Calista is a well-meaning little girl, and there are times where she acts without thinking. Plus, I like that Halloween is her favorite holiday of the year, and I find it interesting that her mom reads her the ghastly guide to Halloween every night before bed. Next up, we have Sofia's witch friends. Lucinda, voiced by Merritt Layton from Kawaii Happy on YouTube. Lily, voiced by Brenly Faith Brown. And Indigo, voiced by Bailey Gambertolio. In this episode, Lucinda is dressed like a ghost, Lily is dressed like a cat, and Indigo is dressed like a ghoul. In my eyes, while Lucinda is still a great character, and her friendship relationship with Lily and Indigo has improved after the Cauldronation Day episode, during this, because Halloween is a very important holiday to them, they're reluctant about Calista joining them for trick-or-treating. However, I think Indigo is very intolerable due to her getting angry at Callista's antics. The last character to talk about is the Giggling Goblin, voiced by Matt Hoverman, who wrote 6 episodes on Sofia's show, and he commented on my Undercover Fairies blog back in 2018. Anyway, the Giggling Goblin is a mischievous character whom everybody, except Calista, thought was a myth. However, when Sofia, Lucinda, Calista, Lily, and Indigo get stranded in the Dreary Woods, the goblin uses his giggle spells to trap them with rocks and take their broomsticks, their wands, and their candy. But when Calista tricks him with lemon sours, his feelings become hurt, which led to him crying. Thankfully, after the girls learn that the Giggling Goblin just wanted candy, they redeem him by taking him trick-or-treating with them. Other voice actors in the episode include Rachel McFarlane, Jeff Bennett, Steve Valentine, and Mick Wingert. And now, on to my final words. Overall, for Princess Sofia's final Halloween episode, Too Cute to Spook is a really fun one to watch. The atmosphere is spot on, and I like how it's filled to the brim with spooky delight, and the story is very nostalgic. Plus, I thought Calista was an adorable main character. Sofia makes a great big sister figure for her. It was really great to see Lucinda, Lily, and Indigo again, and I think Matt Hoverman did a really great job voicing as the Giggling Goblin. Plus, I like how the episode ultimately lends itself on 2 important messages. On Callista's end, it's about knowing how to interact with older kids, which involves being yourself and not focus too hard on trying to leave an impression And on the other girl's end, it's about realizing that it's a good idea to give chances to little kids by being able to display compassion however you can. As for my rating, I'll give it a 97% out of 100. Well, that's all for now, viewers. Be sure to join me next time where we return to the Pride Lands to look over a Lion Guard special which features the return of the ruthless, evil Scar. Mustang Power.